Hello, welcome to Drinks with Ron. I'm Ron, and it has been a while since I got an episode together. So I thought I'd bust out a homebrew and a glass. I went to a liquor store in Platteville, and I bought a case of hams, a 30-pack of hams, and she said, "You want a t-shirt with that?" Well, yeah. Am I going to not want a hams t-shirt? You know, I'm thinking, waiting for her to say that'll be an extra $9.99. She's like, here you go. Come to find out they had specials all over depending on what you bought. You would get free stuff. So I bought a 12-pack of Miller Lite and got a couple of these guys. And I don't know, maybe you can see her there. Take a look at this guy. That is some fucked up shit right there. And the color of it, it's a pale ale. It was my first attempt. I made a sorghum pale ale. So, there she blows, but the problem is I actually did fucking gnats. I started playing around with the hops, and I used three very citric, I used a Galaxy, I used Citra, and I used Hull Melon, which, as you can guess, has a melon flavor. So I used three very citric hops, very heavy on fruit flavor, a very light malt, and then I offset it with white sugar, which really lets the hops come through even more. The problem with that is, like I said, I used really citric hops. So essentially, this stuff looks and drinks like a lemonade. It is essentially a fake lemonade sorghum pale ale. I don't know. I don't got a name for it. It probably isn't going to be recreated. It's a one-off, one-shot mutant abomination that shouldn't exist. And we're going to get rid of it. Not a great beer, but like I said, if you set someone up coming in and tell them, hey, this basically, it's like a lemonade beer, but lemonade. And then they drank it and they'd say, yeah, that's what that is. And you'd say, yeah, I know. That's what I told you. Yeah, but when you were looking for a beer, as I was, and first sampled this, I believe my reaction was, holy shit! I'm pretty sure that's exactly what I did. Fucking gnats everywhere, man. And you probably can't see them on the camera, so I just look like I'm crazy. That was one of the bits. I used to pull that out, and I've been saving that since high school. It's it's the one where these gnats are going to work perfect for it. But essentially, you make a reference to how you used to do a whole bunch of drugs and how it didn't affect you, and then you just wander off. Which goes something like this. Yeah, back in my day, we used to do a lot of drugs. I tell you, it didn't affect me one single. And you just walk away, and that was the whole bit. But, yeah, swatting at gnats that you can't see kind of reminded me of that. So we take a little one off. This is going to be a fucked up episode. Just a conglomeration of a whole bunch of things. Like a really bad 5-minute stand-up that just has no cohesion whatsoever. It's like the old George Carlin. By the way, you'll know I don't do transitional material. Yeah. Speaking of awkward, pointless transitions, this Miller Lite glass reminded me, I don't normally drink like light beers, like a normal person beer. It's just not what I do. My life's too short. Why would I want to drink the exact same kind of beer for 40 years? Like, man, that's some kind of sick beer monogamy. No thank you. No thank you. I don't think monogamy is realistic in terms of human beings. I know it ain't realistic as far as beer's concerned. But anywho, let me backtrack the fucking train here. So, we're at a wedding reception where, like I said, I don't normally drink this type of stuff, but wedding reception is free, so I'm drinking this beer. And I said, going back to the reception, I gotta tell this, probably fucking this, doing this all in a completely back-asswards order. But we're at this wedding reception, and after we got home, or it was a couple days later, I was talking about stepfather-in-law, if you want to keep the terminology all right. We kind of have this inside joke, and I was kind of letting him have it with this joke at the wedding. Anyway, I'm standing, because I stand, I don't sit. I fucking hoover like an fucking ADD. I mean, it's what I do. I don't sit down. So I'm just standing there, like the entire reception. And there's a dude sitting next to me, and my father-in-law's a little bit over, another table a little further away. So I'm kind of texting him, and we're kind of cracking up about this stupid inside joke. Well, a couple days later, my wife's like, yeah, well, he knew, he was sitting right there, like, he knew you were talking about him. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? She's like, well, you and Hondo were going back and forth doing blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, dude sitting right next to you knew you guys were talking about him. So, what the fuck are you talking? I wasn't talking about this guy. She's like, what? So, let me backtrack and tell the story. Okay, so this is a year or so ago. My wife's entire family, we got a hotel, some podunk town north of my podunk town. And so essentially Christmas Eve, her family completely shit-faced on Moscow mules, micro brews, and you name it. We've got free run of this hotel. I mean, there's a couple other people, but at this stage, fuck them. It's like 9-1 us. And that's just how it's going to be. So it gets down to the end of the night. We've got the whole conference room, and it's me, my aforementioned stepfather-in-law, referred to here on out as Hondo, and a couple other people playing. We're playing cards. Me and Hondo against these two. Well, anyway, you're slamming beers down. You gotta go once you break the seal. So Hondo just kind of gets up and goes out there's a side door out the conference room. So he just kind of goes out there and just takes a leak, comes back in, and on his way in, he stops, backs up the table, grabs a handful of nuts out of the thing, starts eating them, walks over and sit down. And the dude on the other team is just looking, he's like, did you just take a piss outside? And he's like, yeah. And you just came back in without washing your hands? It's like, yeah. And you put your hands in those nuts? He's like, yeah. And so now I'm already dying. Like, I haven't even said a word. I'm fucking dying. I'm like breaking up. And the reason I'm dying is because the second I heard all these things said, the shot in my head, a thought just shot into there, and the thought was, damn it, Hondo. No, it was, Hondo, damn it, Hondo, keep your goddamn dick hands out of the nuts. Something to that effect. So, damn it, Hondo, keep your dick hands out of the nuts. So, you see how easily I said that? That's not how it happened that night, because I was laughing before I started saying it. So, here I am trying to say, Hondo, keep your damn dick hands out of the nuts, and I'm cracking up laughing so hard, I'm practically bawling. So now these two are here, and they're not, I don't know, they didn't know what was in my head like I did. They didn't get the pre-note to crack up, but they're not finding it as hilarious as I'm dying, and Hondo, just drunk, he don't give a fuck, so it's not like they're, a bit of embarrassment or anything. So that became the running joke, is, every time there are fucking peanuts around, Hondo, keep your goddamn dick hands out of the nuts. So sure enough, we get to this wedding reception, and what's sitting on the table but a big-ass bowl of peanuts. So I gotta take a picture and fucking send it to him, and so keep your fucking dick hands out of these. So, whoop, send. Yeah, my wife's, the guy knew you were talking about him. Like, why are they fucking talking about him? Like, he's the one that fucking called out. No, the joke isn't on this guy. The joke is this guy called out this guy for the thing, and then I died laughing. Is like, no, he plays a part in the joke, but he's not the joke. Like, I don't see. It's like, but apparently, just the way we were fucking texting again, it must have looked like we were being, fucking shitty teenagers with an inside joke or something. Because my wife must have thought you were making fun of him. Making fun of Hondo. He's the one that's got fucking dick hands, putting them in everybody's nuts everywhere. But I did. I have to admit, I did lose this one. I mean, I thought it was pretty funny taking the picture, right? That's what, yeah, I got him. Said to text send. So, anyway, after the picture goes through, a few minutes later, my mother-in-law comes over with a handful of peanuts, plops them in my hand, and says, guess where my hands have been? So now I got a handful of peanuts I gotta throw away. So, at that point, I'm like, okay, alright, I'm out. You guys won. That's it. But damn it. So I guess that's the lesson for this episode. The lesson is, keep your goddamn dick hands out of the nuts. I don't know, whatever application you can use that for, go ahead and use it. That's one piece of advice that is never going to steer you wrong. So for Drinks with Ron, I'm Ron, telling you to keep your dick hands out of the nuts.